Hey, what's up, Dani here, and welcome to my channel and another video. Today I'm back with part 2 of my Kuroko's basketball reading vlog. So currently we're in a game against Shotoku and Midorima, and it's like the last 3 seconds. So these first few pages will reveal how the game is gonna end. I'm still hoping on them to lose because I want like some development. Because, I mean, as I said in the first part, it's like you have a team that is like new with new players, and then they go and just win all the games, and I'm just like, really? But who knows? Even if they win, maybe it still goes somewhere. So I'm excited to see. So we're gonna read volumes 5 and 6 next. So I'm excited. So I have a confession to make. When I started this vlog, I said I would read volume 5 and 6, but it's a few days later and I still haven't started because I don't know what's wrong with me. I sometimes have my moods and I'm just not in the mood. However, I've watched 1 episode of the anime. I'm still a bit behind. If you see this, when I show my books, if you see this, it says anime on here. This is where I keep track on where I'm currently at with the anime. So I only watched 1 more episode, so I'm still in the middle of the game on chapter 21. But here I'm gonna start with chapter 35. So I'm a wee little bit behind. The anime now with the game, it goes a bit quicker than it did in the first volume. The first volume covered like 7 episodes, and this so far has been 1 episode. So I think we might go through this a wee bit quicker, but I'm not sure. We'll see. So yes, but I am going to read a little bit now, like for real. I made myself my tea, and yes. And I'm gonna watch some more of the anime later on when I eat some dinner. But yeah, I really need to read now because I'm falling behind and I really want to get through this series quickly. I mean, you know, at least by the end of mid-April I want to be done with it. So I give myself another 4 or 5 weeks, so I need to hurry up because there's still a lot to go. But yeah, anyway, I am going to continue now, so we'll see how it goes. Again, let's see how the game ends. Hot damn, Kuroko is a beast. Like, I knew how it would happen with Midorima and Kagami, that Midorima is going to do his 3-pointer and Kagami is going to use his last breath to do a last jump. But obviously Midorima knew that, and so, but Kuroko, he knew that too, so he just went in and took the ball away in his style, and I'm just there like, damn, that's savage, because he did not see that coming. So yeah, they won, as I thought it would happen. They won all the games. So I am curious now where this is going. Can you just imagine you have a whole new team, or like a new team after the team was bad the year before, and then you get a few new players who are really good, I'm not gonna deny that, and then you just go and win all the games. Like, that's some luck you got. But yeah, so they won by 1 point. So let's see where this is going now. Alright, I see we're gonna have more in this tournament, or like another tournament, the finals league, so there's gonna be more games. Also, we get another of the miracle generation to be introduced, so I'm excited to see what he's doing. So yes, this is too damn hilarious. I love it. Look at the faces. I love this manga. I've always seen this dog in GIFs from the anime, but I didn't realize it was just an anime thing because I have not seen this dog in the manga yet. I don't know if it will still come later on, but this whole scene that happened here after the restaurant with the dog, that whole scene wasn't in the manga. So I'm curious if this is just a anime thing, but it's cute nonetheless. I like how Kagami is like scared of it, so yes. Look at the face. He doesn't like dogs and it's so funny. I cannot have anime footage in my video because they blocked my last video because I had the intro in it without sound, so they don't even like the visuals, so I'm not gonna post anything anime, but I just watched this episode and this scene is literally the bomb. This is one of my favorite scenes. Kuroko is so savage. He's like, look at him. That was amazing. Like, is this even a possibility? And then Kagami making the basket, incredible. But look at this face. He's so serious. I love him. He's such a cinnamon roll, but then you get these scenes and he's just badass and I love it. See, even Japanese people suck at this. How am I supposed to learn this shit, honestly? Also, interestingly enough, like this is the restaurant after the restaurant scene, and then there's this whole, it's so hard to do this thing with one hand, that whole school part, because if they don't have the right marks, they won't be able to go to inter high. So they like, Kagami is really bad in school, so they help him. And then it moves on to that swimming pool scene, but here right after the dog scene it goes to the swimming pool scene. So I'm not sure if the dog scene is a replacement to this whole school thing or if the school thing will come in later, but that's kind of interesting to follow it with the manga and the anime at the same time, because you see the little differences they make, because it's very accurate to the manga, but sometimes there's like just this is the first thing that has changed so far, and it's just interesting to see the little differences while going along with both the anime and the manga. So I just finally finished volumes 5 and 6 of Kuroko's Basketball, and this went like quick. There were 3 days they had to play and 2 they had to win to make it to inter high, and they had to play against Aomine, and he's like a beast, like literally a beast, and they lost. And then I was like, well, they still have 2 games they can win. I mean, I was like, yeah, they lost. I mean, it was obvious they would lose, because if you have a 40-point gap in the last quarter, there's no way to come back to this. Like, so I've actually, this is the first game they lost, and I was like, finally. But then they just go on and lose the other 2 games too, and I was like, oh wow, that went the way I didn't expect, because I thought they might lose that 1 game and then win the other 2. But then what I predicted actually happened. They didn't make it to inter high, which means they have to try again next time. So it's more plausible this way. I think it's better this way, but man, Aomine is a beast. Like, anyone else in the Miracle Generation was very good, but he's another level of awesome. So, but I love him. He's so up in his head though. Like, he's so full of himself, which is not usually something I like in a person. Not that level anyway. I mean, I know there's loads of sports people who like give interviews and talk big, and which is sometimes annoying, but it also shows self-confidence, so that's something I don't have, so jealous. But his level is just something else, but I still love him. I love everyone of the Miracle Generation, so. But yeah, I finished this and it just ends. And it says new challenge as the last. To a new challenge is the next. So that's basically the end of an arc, technically. So yes. Also, Kuroko has 2 people so far where his gameplay doesn't work on, which I find very interesting because I am curious to see how he's going to cope with this, especially after this game. Same with Kagami, playing against Aomine put him in another spot. So yes, I'm excited for the next part to see how they develop. This is what I wanted, what I've been saying all this time. So yes. Also, as you can see, I've watched some anime. So now I need to, I think I'm gonna watch the anime up to that point where this ends. So I'm like, the arc is really over, with both anime and manga, and then I will continue with the next one. And I'm excited. They take me forever. Some take me forever to read and others go faster, but yeah, Omnibuses always take me longer. But yes, I'm excited. So here's where I am so far in Kuroko's Basketball. So I've finished 5 and 6. So I've read the first 6 volumes, which is still not where I've done with rereading. I did say I read 6 volumes, but I mean 6 of these. So there's still 3 more. But I don't remember most of it, to be really honest. It's been into 2017 is where I've read this. And I don't remember Jack, and I don't know why. But this is me with reading. There's loads of books I've read a few years ago. I don't remember anything, which I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing. It's a bad thing, but it doesn't mean the book wasn't good, because usually when you don't remember a book, it was a bad book, but not in my case. I'm just terrible because my brain is not capable of holding information, like loads of information. So yes, but anyway, this is my update, so let's continue. There's another quick thing I wanted to add to this, and it's Aomine is a very interesting character to me, because now that I've watched another episode of the anime, I really want to see how he changes once someone is up to his game again, because you can see that he knows he's so good that he doesn't really care about anything. He doesn't go to practice, he doesn't do anything that, you know, it feels like he doesn't want to play. But it says from the start when he's getting introduced that he loves basketball, but he's come to that point that he's so good that everyone else is not able to compete. So he's so far away from everyone else that everyone else is giving up against him. So he's kind of losing this joy of playing because nobody is playing against him. So when he played against Seirin in this volume, in this omnibus, he realized that Kagami is someone who has fight, and Kuroko as well, because even though they fell behind so badly and had a 40-point gap in the last quarter, they didn't give up like everyone else who played against Aomine. And I feel like this is gonna be something for future volumes and episodes, because I feel like for the first time in a long time, next time when Toho Academy is gonna play Seirin and Aomine is gonna play against Kuroko and Kagami again in another game, maybe in the next Inter-High. I don't know when, but it will be a game where Kagami is on level with Aomine, because I feel like that's the thing this leads to in this series. And I can't wait to see this game, because I just want to see someone being able to play against Aomine and change him like the way he thinks, because yes, he's very up in his head and all that, but I can understand him to some level that you love something but you've gotten so good at it that nobody else, like, you don't have competition anymore and you have nothing to fight for anymore, and then that's when you lose the will to play or do anything. So I'm really interested for this character development that is gonna happen with Aomine. I think this is where it's headed, because we haven't seen the other two Miracle Generation people yet. So there's gonna be more, but I feel like this is one thing that's gonna happen in the future. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen, and I'm excited for it. So yes, and maybe it will change Aomine's point of view, and yes, so I'm excited for that. But now that I've watched one of the episodes where we got to see him again and how he's not really taking this seriously, I was thinking about this, so I wanted to say it. But yeah, here we go. Alright, I just finished 7 and 8, and holy shit, this was so good, especially the second volume, because first they went on this camp, which I remembered reading this the first time. This is the first thing I actually remember from this. The thing with the coach cooking, and it was gross, and then they go to the training camp where they have to run on sand, which is totally a good tactic. But now they actually are where Inter-High is taking place, so they went to see the game between Kaicho and Toho, and so it's Aomine versus Kise, and I mean, Aomine always wins, and he always says the only one who can beat me is me, which at his skill level I can understand why he's saying that. But I love where this went with Kise, because Kise always looked up to Aomine, and then he was like, the only reason I can't copy Aomine is because I look up to him. And so he like stopped looking up to him and then changed into becoming him. And I just love that scene when he says the only one who can beat me is me, and then Kise says, what if I am you? And I'm just like, dang, that is awesome. So we're in the middle of the game at Inter-High between those two, and just look at his face. Like him, Kise copying Aomine's moves was just so dang awesome, and I am so totally here for the last quarter of this game, and I want to see who wins. I'm curious to see if they can actually beat Toho or if they can't. I thought Kagami would be the first one to beat Aomine, but now I'm not sure, and just Kise being able to copy everything is awesome. That's a cool skill. But yes, I am here for this, and I can't wait to read the next volume. And I'm gonna end this reading vlog here, because I try to end it after 2 volumes. So yes, I'm just loving this. Also, they had a practice game against Midorima's team, and just having them here again is just funny. I just love all the interactions they have with other team members from other teams. And yes, but this was a great volume, and I am so excited to see how volume 9 ends. So yes, here is 7 and 8, and I will continue in another reading vlog. As you can see, now I have some anime to catch up on, which I will do as well. So yes, this is my plan for the next reading vlog. So here we go, on to the next one.